Hey, fifth graders! I'm so glad that you joined me today for our Wow Time lesson. This month, we are learning about careers and all kinds of different careers that might get you interested. Today, I want us to get thinking about what might be a good fit for you and your future. It's important to pick a career that you love doing because that's going to be the place that you go every day to earn that paycheck. So let's jump right in. If you look at your Canvas, you have step one is to watch this lesson, and step two is to complete the lesson. If you can, pull up the lesson right now, and we're going to walk through it together. If you can't, that's okay. You can watch this video and then do the lesson, but it would be good if you can pull up both side by side, the video and the lesson, because we're going to go through it together right now. So go ahead and pull that lesson up and we're going to get started. You can even pause this video if you need to. All right. Well, today we're talking about career clusters. Remember that career is just another word for a long-term job. Careers are usually what you get when you're an adult after you've gone to college or trade school or the military. It's that job that is long-term, not just for a little bit or not just a one-time job, but something that would be your long-term job where you earn your income, your money on an everyday basis. So every career can be broken up into a different cluster. A cluster is a group of careers that has similar interests, likes, or tasks. Today we're going to learn about 16 different career clusters, and I want you to think about which cluster is the best fit for you. So if you think about my job, many of you know that I was a teacher here at Beaver. Teaching and school counseling belong to the same cluster because they have some similar tasks and similar interests. So when I was trying to think about what kind of career do I want when I was out of college, I had to think about the things I enjoyed doing. And I figured out about myself that I like working with kids. So that's something that I could do as a teacher or as a school counselor. I liked helping kids. I can do that in teaching and in school counseling. I learned that I'm good at problem solving. I can do that in both jobs. I learned that I like to learn new things and I like to teach people other things. I can do that in teaching and in school counseling. So you can see that the two jobs have a lot in common, which means that they're both in the same cluster. All right, so maybe you say, but Miss Sinclair, teaching's not for me. Well, let's figure out what is. Okay, we're going to go through 16 different clusters. And here's some directions, okay? I want you to get a piece of notebook paper or really any paper you can find. And I want you to number down the left side 1 all the way down to 16. It should kind of look like this paper here. It only goes to 10, but I want yours to go to 16. And these numbers are going to match the following slides that we're about to go over. So your paper should look something like this, or if you run out of room, you can continue to make a second column. Okay? So go ahead and pause this video while you get your piece of paper and number it 1 through 16. Okay, now that you're back with me, we're going to read a slide. There are a number of tasks on that slide. If you read that activity and you say, oh, that sounds interesting, you're going to see a little check mark. I want you to drag it and check the box. If you're not sure what that activity is, I'm going to explain a few, but you can also ask a parent or an older sibling. You can skip it if you need to. Try not to skip too many though. When you're done, put the total next to the correct number on your paper. So we'll do that together in a second. On this activity, it's super important that you really think about what things you might enjoy doing. If you go through each slide and you're like, nope, don't like any of those things, and you have zeros on every slide, it's going to be really hard to figure out what career might be good for you. So really give it some good thought and be honest in your answers about what interests you and what you might like doing. Okay, let's start with number 1, career cluster number 1. All right, so remember, we're going to drag this arrow. Oh, I've got to get out of present mode, I think. Let me get out real quick. So you're going to drag this arrow over to the box if you enjoy that tasks. And there's and it's infinitely cloned, so you should be able to drag as many arrows as you need to. Okay, here we go. So if you enjoy taking care of pets, maybe your own or in your neighborhood, go ahead and put a check on it. Transplanting small trees. This might be like you grow a small tree and you want to move it to somewhere where it can grow into a large tree. Planting and taking care of flowers and plants. Working in a garden and creating landscapes. Nursing sick animals back to health. Brushing or grooming dogs, cats, and or horses. Hiking and watching wildlife. Chopping wood or replanting trees. Identifying environmental hazards and sick or dying plants. So maybe it sounds like this cluster is really good for people who like to be outdoors and learn about taking care of plants and animals. So go ahead, we're going to pretend that I'm filling this out for me. And let's say that I gave myself 4 checks. Then right next to the number 1, I'm going to write 4 because that's my total. Okay? All right, let's go to number 2. And at any time, if you need to pause the video and read through these more carefully and slowly, feel free. All right, career cluster number 2. Oh, I'm sorry, I also forgot to tell you, let me get out of the full screen. You can also right here put your total number. You just double click into the box. So I'm going to put a 4 because that's how many checks I had. And then you can put it on your piece of paper. Okay. All right. So now let's go to career cluster number 2. Okay. Which ones of these get you interested? Or maybe you think, I would like to do that and earn some money doing that. Repairing small appliances. This would be like if a blender broke or a calculator broke, trying to fix it. Painting houses or buildings. Using tools to make household repairs. Cutting and shaping wood to build structures. Volunteering for Habitat for Humanity. That is a group that's known for helping people who need homes and building homes for people. Drawing floor plans. Maybe you like to draw out like your perfect house or what you'd like your room to look like. So you build out a little, you sketch out a little blueprint. Building simple circuit boards. Laying brick or cinder block. Or landscaping and planting flower gardens. Okay? Drag the check to the ones that you enjoy or you think you would enjoy it, you'd like to learn it, and then put the total number of checks in the yellow box and also next to number 2. All right, let's go on to number 3. Remember, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause the video. Cluster number 3, performing music, drama, dance, or singing for an audience. Creating graphic designs on a computer. Creating an original video or film. Maybe you like to create movies at home. Sketching or painting pictures. Taking photographs, like with a camera. Writing poems, stories, or plays. Making jewelry, sculpture, ceramics, or stained glass. Designing a newspaper layout. Being an announcer for an amateur radio station. Amateur means not quite professional, so this might be like in college or a high school radio station. So if that sounds interesting to you, you're like, yeah, I'd like to be on the radio announcing who the next song is and talking to people, then go ahead and check there. Remember, you're dragging your checks over to the ones you think you would enjoy. Put your total number in the yellow box and on your paper. All right, cluster number 4. Using a cash register, typing minutes of a school club meeting. Minutes means what happened in the meeting. You're taking notes for your club. Filing or sorting mail or other papers. Sounds like somebody who's really organized. You like to organize things. Running your own business. People who like to be in charge. Developing web pages and creating print layouts using desktop publishing. So this might be like creating an advertisement or creating a website to advertise something that you're doing for your business. Managing tasks for a group, preparing reports and analyzing data. That would mean like looking at numbers to see like what's selling well, what's not selling well. Typing documents for other people and volunteering to answer phones. Okay, drag your check mark to the ones you enjoy, then put your total number in the yellow box and on your paper. All right, number 5. Working as a kids camp counselor or volunteer, tutoring young children, reading to elementary school students. This might be like if you would like to go read to kinder or first grade. That gets you excited. You can put a check. Giving instructions for or directing a play, like being the director of a show. Babysitting young children. Organizing and shelving library books. Peer counseling or mediation. This means like if you have 2 friends that can't get along, and maybe you're the person that comes in and says, okay, let's talk to each person and let's try to work this out. That would be a check you put in that box. Helping at Special Olympics events. So this is for kids that have special needs. Maybe you say, oh, I'm really good at working with kids who are different than me. You can put a check. Teaching young children in an after-school program. Okay, drag your checks and put your total in the box and on your paper. Number 6, planning a mock stock market game. Ooh, stock market is all about investing money and trying to make that money grow. Investing money and studying investments. Balancing a checkbook, so figuring out how much money you have and how much money is left after you buy stuff. Opening a savings or checking account. Being a treasurer for a school club. So that means if you have a club, you're the person in charge of the money. Organizing a fundraiser. You like to try to get people to donate money, maybe to a good cause. Collecting money for a school or community event. Developing a budget. So how much money do you have to spend and where are you going to spend it? Using spreadsheets and financial computer programs. Okay, so this one's all about like money, handling money, managing money. If you think you're good with your money, you probably have a lot of checks in this one. Okay, put your total on your paper and in the yellow box. All right, number 7, campaigning for a political candidate. So if you, maybe the last election got you really excited and you think, oh, I would be so good at convincing people to vote for someone, go ahead and check that box. Making political speeches. Maybe you think, oh, I would be so good at standing up and giving a speech and convincing people why I'm the best person to vote for. Volunteering as an urban planning committee member. So this would be someone who plans and helps a city grow and thinks about what's best for a city. Running for class office. Maybe you want to be your class president. Planning and preparing budgets. Participating in a debate. So maybe you're the kind of person that likes to talk to people and say, no, I don't agree with that. This is what I believe. This is what we should do. Okay, you're the kind of person that likes to debate. Volunteering as a legislative aid, so helping our lawmakers. Learning and speaking a foreign language. Researching and writing grants. Grants are money from the government. Okay, go ahead and drag your checks and put it in the box. All right, number 8, taking care of a sick relative, watching doctor or hospital shows on TV, learning first aid and CPR, volunteering at a retirement home, volunteering as a hospital aide, using a stethoscope to listen to someone's heart. Those are the tool that doctors and nurses use. Identifying human body parts from a diagram, bandaging sports injuries with a trainer's help, assisting persons in wheelchairs with daily tasks. I bet you can figure out what kind of careers are related to number 8. All right, put your total in the box. Number 9, working in a restaurant, planning vacations and other events, cooking, baking, and serving meals, participating in sports or recreational activities, being a lifeguard, catering an event, like cooking all the food for an event, working at a concession stand, that's like at a sports game where you sell drinks or hot dogs or popcorn, exercising and working out, officiating a sporting event, being like a referee. Okay, put your total. All right, number 10, making a family menu, working with the elderly, our older population, working at a shelter. This might be for homeless people. Shopping, comparing prices and consumer goods. So maybe you're really good at grocery shopping and helping your parents find the best deal. Listening and helping friends with problems. Participating in youth groups or community groups. Working as a dietetic aide. Oh, helping people with their diet and nutrition. Volunteering at a retirement home. You like to spend time with older people and make conversation, play games with them. Volunteering to be a big brother or big sister. So maybe in the future you say, I want to help a younger kid out who needs a good person to look up to. You can put a check in that box. All right, total it up. Put your number. All right, number 11, developing software programs. So this would be computer programs like what we use, like Achieve 3000 or Prodigy or one of those kinds of learning programs. Building computers, playing video games. I bet a bunch of you are going to put a check on that one. Surfing the internet, learning how to configure operating systems. So this is the system that computers use, like Windows or iOS on Apple. Installing software, learning how to assemble computer hardware. Maybe you have built your own computer or you'd like to. Put a check on that box. Playing with electronic gadgets or designing video games. Okay, total it up. Put your number in the box and on your paper. All right, number 12, we're almost done. You guys are doing a great job. Reading mystery novels, listening to a police scanner to hear about the crime that's happening in your community, watching mystery movies or courtroom dramas, playing Clue or other mystery board games, volunteering in a lawyer's office, following court cases in the news, participating in EMT training. EMT training is like what paramedics do. Volunteering to search for a missing pet or person. Participating in search and or rescue training. Okay, go ahead and total it up and put it in the yellow box and on your paper. Number 13, welding or working with metal. Repairing and upholstering furniture. That means like if your couch rips or a chair is torn, that you know how to fix it, put the stuffing back in, sew it up. Creating wood carvings. Taking machine shop classes, so you learn all about like how to weld metal, how to fix cars, things like that. Making belts or other leather goods. Operating a printing press. That means like you know how to make books. Installing and repairing home electronics, like cameras in your home or something like that. Sewing, weaving, knitting, or other needlework. Building cabinets, shelves, and other simple woodworking. So number 13 sounds like people who really like to work with their hands. Okay, total it up. Put your number in the yellow box and on your paper. All right, number 14, cutting and styling hair, selling products for a school fundraiser, taking tours of new houses for sale, designing or modeling clothes, giving people advice on products they should buy, decorating your house and rearranging your furniture. Maybe you're the kind of person that likes to rearrange your room and move all the stuff around. Planning and having a yard sale or a garage sale. Arranging and selling flowers or fixing watches and clocks. Go ahead and total that up. All right, number 15. Visiting science museums, designing experiments, exploring caves and collecting rocks, watching the weather and tracking storms, using a computer to solve math problems and equations, identifying plants, animals, and marine life, like ocean life, developing solutions to environmental problems, building model aircrafts, boats, or trains, and learning about different cultures, people from different countries. All right, total it up, put your number. Don't forget to put it on your paper as well. All right, last one. Number 16, flying airplanes. So being a pilot, right? Repairing vehicles, bikes, and engines. Working in a warehouse or taking inventory. That means you're counting up things. Operating motorized machines and or equipment. Visiting space camps. Building and repairing boats. Operating a CB or ham radio. That's like if you hear the police that get on and say, officer to 911 site, and then you can hear somebody talking back to you. Reading mechanical and automotive magazines or blogs. So this would be like car magazines or things that are all about machines. Having a paper route. So this would be like delivering newspapers to people who buy them each day. Okay. Then put your checks and then put the total in the box. All right. So now you probably have a paper full of numbers. Okay. Your paper should have all your totals. So what I want you to do is I want you to now fill this in. So if for number 4 you had 4 checks and you've got a number 4, you're going to go ahead and fill that in with all your numbers. Okay, so I'm just putting some in. We're going to pretend that these are the numbers I got all the way down to the end. And then at the bottom, you're going to write your top 3 areas. So feel free to just put the numbers. So if you say, oh, my number 1 area was cluster number 9, hospitality and tourism. You can just put a number 9. Or if you want, you can type out the first word or the whole thing. Okay? So I just put 9, hospitality. Okay? And then maybe your second top area that had the second number of checks was number 14. You can put a number 14. You could put marketing if you want. And then my third area was number 8, health sciences. So again, you can type out the whole thing or you can just put the number. Okay? Go ahead and pause the video and fill out your form. All right. Now that you are done with that, that is awesome. I want you to go to this playlist. You're going to watch at least 5 videos. They're all really short. They're only 2 or 3 minutes. I want you to find at least 5 that are interesting to you. I want you to make sure that at least 3 of those are in your top 3 areas. So I'm going to go ahead and click this so you can see what the playlist looks like. And you can see here that there are 77 videos. So look here, guys. On the side, there are so many. So let's say that my top area had to do with the arts. I see here there's artist. So I would watch that one. There's also screenwriter who writes plays. I would watch that one as well. Hey, maybe your top area was something to do with medicine. You could watch the family doctor one, maybe the chiropractor one. That's also about medicine, and maybe the physician's assistant. Okay, so they're all 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure that you watch at least 5. They don't all have to be in your areas of interest. Maybe you're just like, huh, what does a paleontologist do? You can just watch that to try to figure it out. Okay, all right. Once you're done watching 5 of those, we're going to go to our next slide. And you're going to fill out the career interest survey. So go ahead and click on that picture. It's going to lead you to a Google form. It is very, very, very important that you fill this out. You do not have to share your presentation with me, but this is how you're going to share your information. Okay, so you're going to go through here. You're going to fill this out by putting your name, clicking your teacher, and then here it says my number 1 area. And you're going to click. So I think I said that my number 1 area was hospitality. What was your second highest? Okay, fill that out. We're going to pretend I think mine was marketing. And my third top area was health science. And then you're going to hit the submit button. Okay? All right, guys. After you do that, here's a quote I want to share with you, and then we'll be done. It says, passion is the difference between having a job or having a career. Okay, so choose something in your life that makes you passionate, gets you all revved up, excited, interested, because this is something you're going to do every day. You want to pick something you love, you absolutely love, because when you do what you love, it doesn't feel like work. Just like Miss Sinclair does a job I love, and I love coming to work every day and seeing you guys. It makes me really happy, and it's really easy to earn money when you're doing something that you love. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me and for following all these steps. And feel free to watch some more of those career videos if you have some time. Don't forget to fill out that Google form. It's super, super important that I get that from you. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.